Asalaam Aleykum and welcome to the Sultan podcast. Today we're going to be doing Surah Ma'un. Hope you enjoy it. Leave a like, thumbs up if you like the video, and let's get into it. أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. Have you seen him who denies ad-deen? Okay? According to Ibn Kathir, deen is referring to the recompense, the hereafter, and the final reward. But Sheikh, yours truly, also thinks that ad-deen is referring to the way of life of the Muslim. And this person is denying, refusing to abide by the way a Muslim should act. And you will be able to see what I'm meaning here from the following ayah. So, the second ayah, فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدْعُ الْيَتِيمَ. Okay? He is the one who turns away the orphan. He oppresses the orphan, this is according to Ibn Kathir, and does not give him his due rights or treat him well. He does not feed him, nor is he kind to him. Then the third ayah, وَلَا يَهُذُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ, and urges not the feeding of the poor. The poor, as described by Ibn Kathir in this ayah, is the person who does not have enough to meet his sufficient needs. So he doesn't have a house, not able to feed his family, etc. That is what you call a poor person. There's another ayah which is also like this, and it's in Surah Al-Fajr, I think ayah 17 and 18. كَلَّا بَلْ لَا تُكْرِمُونَ الْيَتِيمَ. Nay, but you do not encourage the feeding of the... You are not generous to the orphan. وَلَا تَهَادُونَ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. And you urge not each other to feed the miskin, the same miskin that we're talking about here. And then there's the fourth and fifth ayah. These two kind of come together. فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. So woe unto those performers of salah, and a warning to them, those who in their salah are sahun. Okay? So the first ayah is explained to be people who, Ibn Abbas says these are the people who pray in public but not in private. Many they are praying to be seen to be praying in public. And generally it's explained as people who are either regular in prayer but mindless of their prayer, or they're praying not according to the timing in which prayer should be prayed. Somebody who's praying Dhuhr at Asr time, really late compared to where it is supposed to be prayed in terms of. The second ayah, الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَهُونَ. This could mean a number of things, okay? It could mean that they are not praying in the first time of the prayer, and they're delaying the prayer, so they are forgetful about their prayer in that sense. It may refer to not fulfilling its pillars, they're making serious, grievous errors in the prayer. Like that guy who before the Imam even says Allahu Akbar after in Fajr, and he just goes down into Ruku. That sort of person. الَّذِينَ هُمْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. And it could also mean performing it with humility and contemplation of its meaning. So this is a person who's praying and has no idea what's going on. I'm guilty of this sometimes. At the time you're watching this video, at the time this video was recorded, most of the time, prayer starts, and then I'm able to concentrate for about 30 seconds. Then I start thinking about something, and then the next thing the prayer has ended. That's could mean الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. Ibn Kathir says that the wording of the ayah implies that it could mean all three to a certain extent. So if any of these three things apply to you, then you are somewhat forgetful in your prayer. And if all three apply to you, then you really need to make a change. Okay? There's a hadith from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he says, this is the prayer of the hypocrite. And he says this 3 times. He sits watching the sun until it is between the 2 horns of shaitan. Then he stands and pecks for rak'ah, and he does not remember Allah in them except very little. So this is a person who's praying fast. He's praying at a late time compared to when the prayer should start, and he's not remembering Allah very much in his prayers. These are kind of like the three things that we were talking about earlier. Okay, Ibn Kathir says, commenting on this hadith, this is a person who is praying just to be seen as praying. Yani, if it wasn't for like the social aspect of it, like where were you at this time, it wouldn't have been praying, you know. And this is actually a very dangerous intention in terms of prayer, in terms of doing things in general. You should never do anything just to be seen. It's called riyah specifically in prayer, but it's generally a bad thing. There's a hadith radiallahu anhu, where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, whoever tries to make the people hear of his deed, Allah, the one who hears all of his creation, will hear it and make him despised and degraded. Okay. That said, Ibn Kathir explains that, for example, if you do a good thing and then later on people hear of it and you're like pleased by that, that's fine. That doesn't meet this definition. But there's a person who is specifically telling people about the cool thing they did. Like, you know, those people who like give charity and make an event out of how they gave charity. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it depends on your intention. But if your intention was bad, then obviously it becomes a great sin. Okay? If your intention was to get people to be giving sadaqah more, then that's different. But you get the point. And there's the last ayah. فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم سهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون. And they refuse to give al-Maun. This is basically referring to a person who's incredibly stingy, a person who's unwilling to give something to someone even if he knows that this thing will be returned to him. And al-Maun is defined as those small like conveniences that you use in your day-to-day life. So like, if your neighbor asks you for ketchup, don't know if that happens where people are from, but it happens in where I'm from. Okay. Or somebody asking you for the time, somebody asking you a question, something like that. Yamna'un al-ma'un is a person who is really stingy in terms of these really, really small things. So that's the end of the video. Hopefully you have a complete understanding of this surah. Please, if you like the video, subscribe, leave a like, etc. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.